Is it possible to gain 30 pounds of mass within 2 years of lifting and not becoming a rolling ball of blubber as a natural? Of course it is. Raise your standards a little. Here's how I put on mass over the past 2 years and how you can do the same. To gain weight, you need to be in a caloric surplus, blah, 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 track your calories. You already know that. But how did I gain weight? What are some easy tips to help you in your bulk? And what did I do to gain 30 pounds in 2 years? I'm assuming with this guide as well, your sleep is on point, you train at least 3 days a week with intensity, and are focusing on progressive overload in the gym. I'm assuming all those are in place, right? So you guys can see where I was starting at. On one of my first videos on my channel, private now, but it was on January 31st of 2021. I was about 167 pounds on average. And now in 2023, I'm recording this in early March, will go up later though. I'm about 196, 197 pounds on average most days. So that's 30 pounds of mass since that video. So how did I do it? So here's 6 easy tips to help you be more consistent in your weight gain. Tip number 1, eat similar meals that are consistent every day. It's going to be a lot easier gaining weight. Most of your meals consist of similar food. You already know how many calories are in these. You've made these recipes a million times. You're not going to have to figure out how to get in another 300 calories because your food choice was different today. Every day I have an egg bagel sandwich. I have cereal and milk. It's either Wheaties or Cheerios. I have my protein smoothie I make. I usually have a bagel with cream cheese right now as well. These are all consistent. The only variable in my meal plan is really my dinner, which I eat with my mom. And even with this, if by looking at it, I know it's lower calorie than what I'm estimating, I can add in another snack like a nut mix or a bag of popcorn. If you eat similar things most days, gaining weight becomes a lot easier because it takes a lot less tracking if you know the calories that are in your food. So definitely have some staples in what you eat daily. Tip number 2, don't worry about protein as much. You're in a surplus. Packing on mass and putting on muscle is much easier. If you're cutting, yeah, focus on protein a little more, get a higher protein intake. But if you're trying to become a beefy boy, you'll be fine. You'll be fine assuming you're not eating candy all day. Literally, if you only ate whole wheat bagels, you would hit a decent protein intake of over 130 grams on a 3,000 calorie plan. They have about 11 grams of protein in each bagel for 250 calories. So let's do some quick math. 3,000 calories divided by 250 per bagel means you get to eat 12 bagels per day. And then we said 11 grams of protein. That's 132 grams of protein only by eating bagels, okay? Not complicated. Now, would I recommend only eating bagels? Of course not, but getting in adequate protein is really not difficult. Eat real foods and you will be okay. Tip number 3, extra butter on everything. Eat your fats. This much butter is 100 calories. Fats are good for you. Fats don't get you fat, just like carbs don't get you fat. Extra calories get you fat. So if you want to put on mass, eat some extra calories in its easiest form, fat and carbs. You're telling me you couldn't put a little dab of extra butter when making your eggs. When you cook, give it a little extra leaven with some healthy oils or butter. It'll add some extra calories and will most likely make your food taste even better, which will make you want to consume more on your bulk. Tip number 4, when you want to gain weight, just add in a high calorie snack. I'm assuming your other meals are stable and this only works in that scenario. Let's say bagels and cream cheese, a nut mix, 2 protein bars, some popcorn. Each of these are easily 500 calories. If you had a consistent meal plan that you're happy with, but then notice you can't gain weight anymore, guess what? Just add in a snack and you'll be back on the gain train. It's not hard to find high caloric snacks that have an okay amount of protein. Keep your snacks small so it's not filling, but it's still easy to eat. A bagel and cream cheese has been my recent go-to snack for at least an easy 400 calories, depending on how much cream cheese I want to put on that day. Full fat cream cheese, not that reduced fat crap. Then guess what? If you ever want to lose a little bit of weight, guess what's all you have to do? Cut out the snacks. Easy peasy. They weren't a huge part of your diet. You still had your main meal staples, but they helped you gain weight. And when you want to take them out, you'll either maintain a worst case scenario or you'll start losing some weight. Have some high caloric snacks in your daily eating. Tip number 5. Why am I doing like this? Tip number 5. It's fine to plateau. The past 2 times I've gained weight, it was very, very quick. Then I plateaued with that new weight for a while. The first time I continuously put on weight was from 165 pounds to 185-ish. Then I plateaued there for about a year. And then I went from 185 to 195 in about 5 months, where I've been there since October. This coincides with that extra snack. It will fuel you till you can't gain weight anymore with just that 500 calories. If you want to, just sit in that weight for a bit and build your strength. You'll be at a higher body fat percentage, so in my opinion, you should be able to build some muscle, unless you are already severely underweight and you're just catching up on your body fat. If you believe in the recomp, you can build up muscle with the higher body fat percentage. Sit in that extra higher body fat percentage for a while, and then continue the bulk at a later point if you want. Tip number 6, embrace the chunk. You don't need a shredded six pack, no one cares. I have a fitness channel and I show you my chunk for everyone to see on the internet. You don't need to become obese, but fat on your body is fine, okay? Don't let Athlete X trick you into thinking you need to be shredded all year round. Someone just needs to cope for his lack of progress for years. Get some chunk, maybe call it quits around 20% body fat, and or when you notice you start to feel like crap, that's your stopping point. You'll find the sweet spot of having some fat but performing really well and having good energy. For me, I think my point is about 16% body fat right now, so when I hit my 500-pound squat goal, I'll probably be slimming down to that. If you need some easy meals for bulking, check out this video here. Peace.